Well, really, the industry has changed quite a lot since we made the decision to be in Hall 1. Back in the days when we first moved there, Hall 1 was very much a satellite technology hall. And satellite news trucks were the way that news gathering was done. If you had a sat truck, you would probably have a wireless camera. So it made sense for us to be there, seeing the same people who are looking at satellite space. But bonded SIM technology has really just kicked out a lot of the satellite news gathering industry. So we've seen a drop-off in news use for our wireless cameras, but on the flip side, there's been an increase in the number of locations that have got fiber connectivity, which means that it's much more financially realistic to put on live events at those areas. So we've had an uptake of work and our customers going to those places. So we've moved to Hall 10, and really we've gone there to be closer to more video-orientated companies. Well, the market's changing, but we don't see us in a big global transition like we were from analog to digital or from SD to HD. It's a very diverse market at the moment. So, for example, in the UK, BBC News in the regions actually still broadcasts the regional news in SD. Yet you've got premier sporting events covered in the UK in 4K. So it's a very diverse landscape, and our portfolio has to cover that. So we still support MPEG-2 SD wireless links, but then the top of the range product is an HEVC 4K system. As far as IP goes, that's obviously changing the market as well. And it's not been as fast as many people thought it would be, but some of our customers are now doing remote production for real. Some of the requirements that throws up really fit with DTC's IP mesh solutions. And so we're seeing a take-up of that in those areas. Now, finally, the market trends that we're keeping an eye on. Obviously, there's the launch and rollout of 5G, so that's of interest that we're keeping on top of. But perhaps a bigger change to the market is going to be in the rollout of SIM-T 2110, which is a standardization of media over IP. But whatever happens, I know that DTC is going to be agile enough to look after our customers in the way that they need. Well, we launched our HEVC product a little over 2 years ago, and it was launched as a full 4K end-to-end system. But we have to say that the take-up initially for 4K applications has been a little bit slow. However, our 4K system is unique in the market in that it enables you to deliver 4 separate HD feeds over the same RF channel. Now, there's more and more pressure on bandwidth in these days. So being able to do that really makes it easier for production houses to limit the bandwidth that they need. And we've seen quite a few of our sales go into sporting events where this is needed. There's a major international sailing series going on at the moment where our Aeon light is being used just for that, with 4 cameras from the boat coming back over the same RF channel. So that's been a real bonus for us. Yeah, well, what IP Mesh brings to the industry is the ability for people to extend their network into an environment that they want. The way it works is that each mesh node is basically an RF IP node, and it will speak to each one in the mesh realm. So you can extend your network from a fixed asset such as an OB truck into the mobile environment. Now, how this is used has got a huge number of possibilities. We've seen people talking about it for use in communications in road cycling races. There's applications where people are using it for telemetry, even video and communications from race cars at a race series. And we've got a customer using it in yacht racing, or soon to be using it in yacht racing, for a very similar application. It's really very flexible, but equally it can be something pretty simple, like extending a network to a tablet in an RF crowded pit lane. It means that the talent can get their internet access when they can't even get mobile phone access, and there's RF everywhere. So it's a very powerful tool, and the applications are only going to increase. Well, the video assist market has always run in parallel to broadcast, really. It's a slightly different market, but obviously our wireless camera solutions have been helping out directors being able to see a live shot in an action sequence, for example. But we've been speaking with customers and they wanted something a bit more specific. What they needed was metadata, along with video, or PSF video formats. So we've developed the CineView. So that's an HD SDI input system with metadata. Now the metadata is for things like the color lookup tables, lens data, and also timestamps. So we've developed that, and we're going to be showing it this year at IBC. Well, working with partners is really important for customers. It benefits customers in a number of ways. For example, it wouldn't be financially viable for DTC to have our sales guys in territory everywhere around the world. So working with companies that are similar to us, it means that it puts someone in territory for expertise and support. It means they speak the local language, and it means they're on the same time zone as well. But it doesn't only benefit customers. So our partners that we work with usually have a range of equipment that they supply. So in Germany, for example, we work with Studio Hamburg MCR, and they also support Ross Video and Clearcom. In Dubai, our partner is Glowcom, and they are the regional supplier for Canon lenses. So there's a real synergy for the products that our partners are providing. And the benefit for DTC is that it means that there's more brand awareness, because our partners obviously mention wireless cameras when they go and sell Canon lenses. So it works for us, and it works for our partners, but most of all it works for our customers with the support that they get locally.